Citizens, it is that time. You are officially an incinerator. Welcome to the Incense and Common Sense live stream that we do here in the Alert Zone. I want to say thank you to everybody and welcome. I'll give y'all a few minutes to get in the incinerator. We are officially lit. As you come in, hit the like button. Give everybody another minute or two to get in here. Definitely, I hope everybody is having a good day, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Hope y'all staying safe out there. Give another minute and then we'll get into it. Definitely. While I'm waiting, I can say shout out to Gun Freak Nation, Eyes and Ears Tactical, Autumn's Armory, GHG Hustle, Chris TV, Real Rambo J, Black Rambo, The Honest Outlaw, The Yankee Marshall, Hickok 45, Yogi Stirrup, Gun Girls Atlanta, Locks and Loaded, My Fly Family, Regular Gun Guy, Fat Guy with Guns, the Overzealous Collector, Well Dressed Tactical. Just shout out to the whole gun tube. So let's get into the topic of tonight's discussion. You saw it. Ladies, get legally armed. Once again, as you come in, hit the lights button. Let's get the algorithm up. I decided to do this on a live stream. I'm not gonna try and hold y'all too late tonight. Just depends on how juicy the chat room get, the incinerator. I want to talk to ladies about the importance of being legally armed, having situational awareness, and learning to let some things go. Learning how to live and let live. And at the end of the later, I'm gonna get into what was the inspiration for this particular live stream. Ladies, I just wanted to say this. As I look around and see the videos and read the articles and watch the news clippings and things, more and more y'all are becoming legally armed. Y'all out there getting y'all concealed carry permit, or CPL or CCW, whatever they call it in your state. That's good. I encourage that, because we live in a time where, as women, y'all can't depend on just men to protect y'all now. Y'all can't depend on just being a woman as a reason for somebody not to approach you or attack you. You know, out here, we got a lot of sexual deviants out here. We have a lot of people that take all kinds of illicit drugs that sexually stimulate you. You got people that's into just like some of these sexual fetishes is just, and breaking into somebody's house and sexually assaulting women. Some of these guys out there really get off on it. I mean, like, to them, that's the equivalent of getting a virgin. Forcibly taking it from a woman and seeing the fear in her eyes. I mean, it's almost to the point, I remember watching Forensic Files, and they talked about a case down in Florida where a guy raped a woman and her two daughters. And he got so excited to the point they said that he was leaning over the boat vomiting because he got that excited about what he was doing. We live in an era now where women the boss chick era, where women making more money than ever before. They're going out of the way, or they're showing their luxuries or their purchases or what have you. And we're living in a time of social media. And when you post videos and pictures of yourself on social media, living your best life, you have to be careful. You ladies don't understand what kind of targets y'all making yourself out of. Because the one thing about social media is, I got one person in there, hit that likes button for me. The one thing about social media is that everybody posts their best pictures. They post themselves in their best outfits, their best what have you. And you may not see the harm in what you're doing, but other people is watching. Other people are watching you post videos of yourself after you done shopped or with your Gucci or Prada or whatever it is, Tiffany or whatever else you got, your nice ride and what have you. And you got to understand, we live in a world where everybody is not happy for your happiness. Everybody don't see you striving and being hardworking and legally getting this stuff as a good thing. It's a lot of people that just commit crimes against women out of jealousy because they don't want to see you have nothing. Most criminals look for soft targets. As I said, you don't have, most of the guys and girls out here committing crimes are looking for people they can get over with on quick. They're looking for quick bucks, besides the ones that it sexually turns them on. You know, I'm going to talk about something that ladies maybe need to hear about. And I don't want to get into the whole gender war and all that. That's not the purpose of this. But I'm going to say this, ladies. When it comes down to violence, y'all got to be careful about these men y'all choose. Whether they white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Italian, East Indian, whatever else I left out. Across the board, women seem to like these bad boys, and that's no knock against them. But what expense are you willing to be with these bad boys? Because the one thing I've never heard is a gangster complain about not getting women. Never seen a gangster complain he don't have access to women. Even if he has a reputation for physically abusing them, I've never seen them complain about, I can't get no girls because of what I do. The women line up. Basically, he's got his pick of the litter because of what he does. That brings unwanted competition from other women. Also, for you, as a female, arm yourself. Because if you and this guy split up, there's a possibility this guy can come back and want to bring harm to you. I just saw the case, shout out to Pink Book Lessons, about the woman out in Georgia. Her husband, I guess her and her husband was whatever, and he wound up kidnapping her and killing her and what have you. And I just wanted to say, men just don't wake up and kill a woman. There's usually an escalation point. There's usually something that gets him to that point. His first time getting into what a woman he's with or used to be with is not going to be him walking up and shooting her. Usually there's like some physical fighting going on and it escalates. Just like the killers out in the street. Nobody wakes up one day and decides I'm going to be a shooter and just shoots up the block. crime escalate. It gradually goes up. I seen a story down in Texas where a woman fired at some would-be home invaders, and I think she put a bullet in one. But that's the kind of stuff we need. That's the kind of things we need to see. Ladies, I can't stress this enough. Go find you somebody you know you trust. Preferably somebody with multiple firearms. If not, go to a firearm range. Go to a gun range or a store where they sell firearms and have a range. And rent guns if you need to. If you are able to be legally armed in this country, ladies, go and get you a legally owned firearm. Get it legally. Get your ammunition. Learn that firearm, how to use it, how to clean it. Store it in a safe place. Store it in a place where you can get to it. But there's another thing that goes with owning a firearm, ladies. You gotta leave that emotionalism at home. You got that gun on you. Every argument, every eye roll, every little incident you have, it's not worth reaching or saying, because I'll put a bullet in your head. You have to leave that emotionalism at home, because you don't want that to get you killed or to get you locked up out here. Because as a legally owned firearm owner, we got more restrictions on us than the criminals. The criminals don't have restrictions because they're criminals. So you have to be careful about how you engage with people. And part of leaving your emotionalism at home is being on alert, situational awareness, and staying out of certain situations. I know you guys and girls might be tired of hearing me mention this, but just because of the results with the whole Carlisha Hood thing at 11 o'clock at night in the wild hundreds, you don't take your children out to something like that. That is asking. And I've never been to that area, but some name the wild anything. You don't go there at night with your children, your underage children, because you're asking for something to happen. You may be minding your business, ladies, but that don't mean other people gonna be minding their business. And that's something that y'all have to get through y'all head. We as men understand that. Because I'm out here minding my business, don't mean there's somebody else out there that's gonna mind their business. There's always somebody looking to start trouble. Always. You can go to a party with 1,000 people. At least one person gonna be in that party looking for trouble. One person in there gonna be looking to start something with somebody. One person gonna come in there with it on their mind that I'm gonna start some shit. I'm in a fighting mood. That's just the way it is. What's going on, Gene Gray? Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate your time. You could have been doing anything, but you stopped by through the incinerator. Incense and common sense, everybody. Like I said, when you come in, hit the like button. Get the thumbs up. But definitely. You have to always assume, ladies, that the possibility of something going wrong is there when you walk out of that door. We as men understand every time we open that door and walk out, that can possibly be our last time. And the best way to get back home is to try and avoid certain situations and let certain things slide. Even the gangsters, I'm talking about hardcore street dudes, know when to let certain things slide. The smart ones. The dumb ones always running in and out of jail for behind stupidity. All those guys that's running in and out of jail ain't going in and out of jail because they smart or what have you. They dumb. The whole part of being a criminal, the whole point is to not fucking go to jail. But the smart ones, sometimes they just live and let live. Or they come back to a situation later when the heat died down. Ladies, you got to do the same thing out there. You have to think about when you leave out of the door, the possibility you might not be able to make it. What's going on, Lee? Yeah. Appreciate you. You could have been anywhere, but you stopped by and insinuated, and we definitely appreciate that. You know, as the news, YouTube and what have you, because of social media and different platforms out here, the mainstream media don't control the news anymore. And everybody is out now. You get to see crimes in real time, and people get to react in such a way. You see now about the incidents at the fast food restaurants and all these Karen incidents and all this other craziness going on out here. Ladies, you have to think about this. In today's world, y'all are all being grouped together. Whether y'all from the same racial/ethnic group or what. Y'all being grouped together. And everybody is starting to see women as equal or bigger threats than before. It used to be, oh, all she gonna do is run her mouth, or the worst thing that'll happen is we might throw a few hands. People see y'all as more and more dangerous with the escalation of a lot of these crimes out here. You know, we talk about DV, domestic violence. And when you say that, in everybody's mind, automatically the picture you get in your head is a man striking a woman. A man abusive to a woman. Ladies, let me explain something to you. Stop getting in men's faces. It's one thing to have an argument with a man, but brazen up to them, every guy ain't gonna walk away. Every guy don't look at it like, well, she's a woman, I'm gonna just turn the other cheek and let me just, before I hurt her. Every guy ain't like that. Got a lot of guys out here, when you get up in their face, they will knock you on your behind. Up and into taking your life behind you getting in their faces. Like I said, I understand we humans, and you can have a disagreement. You don't need to be getting up in no man's face, threatening him about what you're going to do. Because we talk about domestic violence, but that's the component we leave out. We leave out, there's women out there that believe I should be able to slap a man and, well, he's stronger than me, so he should just walk off. That day don't exist no more. That ship left the dock, it went out in the fucking ocean, and it sunk, and it ain't never coming back up. That privilege is gone. Equality is here. Equality around the board. That's why I encourage y'all to practice your Second Amendment rights. I know a lot of y'all out here talk about y'all single by choice and y'all like being single, then that's your business. All I'm saying is make sure you get something to protect yourself. Another thing, you can't be in public like this all day. Can't be in public like that all day, ladies. Gotta have your head up. You gotta always be on alert. It's one thing to look down at your phone once in a while, but you can't be like that all day long. Being like that all day long, it's costing women. It's costing them their lives. It's costing them their personal security. It's costing a lot. The days of men just going by and not saying anything to women anymore, it's just over with. You know, like I said, you as a woman, when you go into certain places, you have to be cognizant of the cashiers. You'd be surprised at how many times people pick up phones and message each other about this person just did this and this person just did that in the store. This person bought this person bought that. She got money. I'm going to tell you what she leaving in. Catch her and rob her. There's a lot of that going on. So, I'm going to be on this live a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to let y'all get back to y'all evening. I'm going to tell you what was the inspiration for this particular live stream. the Montgomery ambush. I purposely left something out because I knew I was going to address it tonight. If you been around since this channel started, and if you definitely came from the old channel, you know this is one of the main things I've been screaming about men seeing women as equal threats or more of a threat and taking physical force against them. You remember in the Montgomery ambush, all the women that joined in, one got busted in the head with a chair, another one got thrown on the ground, and the other one got punched in the face quite a few times. They saw them as an equal or greater threat. And just to be more bluntly, that was black men hitting white women. That used to be do you know how angry those guys had to be to hit those white women out there? I'm just gonna just say it like it got to be said. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I told you, when it comes to defending ourselves against non-black people, we are very hesitant. And the worst thing we can do is hit a white woman. And yet these guys out there was taking care of business because they see them as a greater threat. When I tell you, ladies, stop approaching men and getting in men's faces, this is what I mean. And that's going to be normalized. More and more places you're starting to see, don't matter what ethnic makeup the women is. Yeah, you have so many women that are belittling men and wanting them soft TikTok videos and toxic masculinity. You're right about that. You're right about that toxic masculinity and all that foolishness. I don't know who came up with that foolishness, but I'm going to tell you. Those women wouldn't have never thought in a million years what happened to them on that pier happened. They thought at least they would have been spared blows, and they wasn't. And the whole world saw that. And I've been ringing the alarm about that since last year when I started the old channel. And since I started this new channel when I got back. I've been ringing the alarm about that. Ladies, y'all just gonna have to live and let live. You can't be jumping in the middle of all this stuff. You can't be getting in men's face with aggression because they seeing it. Yeah, a lot of men ain't coming to women's rescues no more. From stuff like that. From stuff like the bodega in New York last year. Where that woman went and got that guy and that guy lost his life. From stuff like the guy in Georgia that was trying to stop the guy from beating his old lady up, and the guy turned around and shot him and killed him, and then the woman got in the car with him and they left the guy laying on the ground. One thing about me, I understand my show program is not very technical, and I haven't, gotten to how to put all this stuff up and what have you. But I always send you where I got receipts at, as they say on the internet. I don't talk about things that don't exist. I don't talk about things I haven't seen with my own two eyes. I don't talk about things that I see coming. And I've been sounding the alarm almost a year now about this very particular thing. About men and women. This whole equality thing. And don't get me wrong. We see women as humans, as equal as us. I'm not no better than a woman. But what I mean is the way society had things set up, it has changed. And I've been sounding the alarm. Even offline. Long before I got online, I used to be talking to different people about that, different women, and they would brush me off and tell me I was crazy and what have you, and I just exaggerate. And if you just don't go looking for nothing don't happen. That's not fucking true. That's not fucking true. You don't have to go out your house looking for trouble. Trouble will find you. Most people in this country, when they get up and around the world, when they get up on their mind, they leaving to go take care of whatever business they got to take care of and come home. If they going out to the beach, they looking to go out and enjoy themselves. But it's that handful that when they come out, when they wake up, the only thing on their mind is how much chaos I can cause. Period, point blank. And they live to be chaotic. You may run into one of them people. Since we not mind readers, you never know. You have to live accordingly to sidestepping certain things. Ladies, let me explain something to you. It's okay not to get the last word in the argument. It's okay for the other person not to admit that they was wrong to you. It's okay for you to just let that slide. It's okay. You don't always have to get the last word. You don't. Sometimes you're going to have to live and let live. Because you never know what the other person is thinking, especially men now. There used to be a time where I grew up at, women used to say some really vile things to men. And they would just let it slide and just go about their business. That day is over with. Some of these vile comments now is costing women their lives. With this whole internet thing, this drop your location is pulling up on you and all that craziness. You don't want that to be you, ladies. I'm only saying it because I care. I'm only saying this because at the end of the day, somebody needs to say it. Somebody needs to help spread the message. You know, we had the mayor down there in New Orleans, Mayor Cantrell. When she got on the news one day, she kind of talked about it. About how they had seen basically a spike in women being killed in New Orleans and being shot. And, you know, I just got angry that she walked back her comment because basically she made it clear these women were targeted. This wasn't just, you know, random attacks. And, you know, they got angry with her and said, well, that's different. Don't be telling people that. But the truth is the truth. For my ladies that like to indulge in the streets, y'all may run across this. Or you may know a chick that's out there. That past you used to have as a female, I want you to think about the woman in Philadelphia a couple weeks ago that was sitting in her car, 32 years old. 28 shell casings at the scene and at least 15 bullets into her vehicle. That was assassination. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a domestic deal. That was assassination. That kind of stuff used to be almost unheard of. And I'm seeing it more and more now. These road rage incidents out here, I'm seeing that more and more with females. Yeah, I understand, you know, sometime, you know, you may not agree with me, Lee. That's understandable. Everybody not going to agree with everything, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I just put it out here from a perspective of what I see and what I grew up around and what I see that has changed. So, at the end of the day, ladies, you got to get out here and protect yourself. You can't depend on other people to protect you anymore. You can't depend on 911 no more. Because even they have gotten to the point where they're picking and choosing what calls to go to. I'm not telling you having a firearm is going to guarantee you your safety. But what I'm telling you is having a firearm will get you at least a 50-50 chance of making it out alive. Yep, thank you, Lee. Like I said, for me, the conversation have to be started. If I'm wrong, that's fine. I'll admit I'm wrong because I learn from these different platforms I go on just like everybody else. Sometimes you hear things from different opinions and you start thinking about things and saying, damn, I never thought about it like that. And when I moved to Iowa, that really put that on my mind. Like, wow, my experience of living is totally different from these people. And just the few things I told them about the way I move daily, they said they never thought about ever having to move like that. So yeah, it's a lot of this stuff can be fruitful online. Sometimes you may not always agree with the person. Hell, sometimes you may not agree with their delivery, but sometimes it's the message. It's the message. You know, coming from where I came from, I just learned to decipher the message more than I did the delivery. I've had some of my greatest life lessons taught to me by people that was literally yelling racial slurs at me at the same time about something. And as angry as it made me at first, it got to a point where it kind of made me chuckle. And I just took what they was telling me and applied it, and it worked. You know, I know sometimes we get angry that people yell at us or use profanity. In certain instances, yeah, no, I'm a zero tolerant with that. But for the most part, you're not going to always hear everything you need to hear with sugar wrapped around it. Sometimes it's going to be sour lemons, but you need to hear it. And that's why I say the things I say here. Everybody may not agree with it. Hell, some people may not even like the delivery of what I say. But when you get out of your emotion and you go say, can I get down on this good gun talk? Yeah. Matthew Sherman? Yeah. I'm still learning how to bring people on, so you just got to bear with me. I'm a tech dinosaur. This show is progressing slowly. We got 5 people in the chat, and the incinerator, them likes ought to be up to 5. Let's get them likes up. Help spread the algorithm. YouTube ain't gonna put us out there like that. You know how YouTube do about this kind of stuff with them stupid TOSs. But nevertheless, get armed, ladies. And my advice is shoot multiple firearms and get what makes you comfortable. I see a lot of ladies that go into gun stores and they ask about a particular brand and they buy it just because they heard somebody rapping about it or talking about it. I remember seeing women buy revolvers, and then the next thing you know, they taking them back, trying to sell them back and saying they don't want it, they don't like it. I say this, ladies, don't let the size of a gun fool you, because a lot of women think that, well, if I get a little bitty gun, that's all I need. You may not be comfortable with shooting a revolver. Shoot one first before you buy it. Or because a gun looks this big, it may look like it doesn't have any kick to it. But when they go actually out to shoot it, they don't like the recoil to it. So if you're the type of person that haven't been around firearms all your life and you're new to firearms, and when I say new, I mean you've never fired a gun before, you've never had the ambition to own one, but with YouTube and different social media and different platforms, you're starting to see the need for one. I'm trying to give you a starter kit, because the one thing I always think about, every day people are turning 21 and people are turning 18 in this country, and a lot of them are able to be legally armed. And for the women, you know, when you make 21, this is directed at y'all. Once you make legal age to buy you a handgun, don't go necessarily because of the size, because it can fool you. I have what's going on, Eyes and Ears? Shout out to my boy Eyes and Ears Tactical. Definitely go check him out. Eyes and Ears. I saw your video earlier too about them red dots. We'll talk about it later. But I have Smith & Wesson SD 9mm. It's smaller than my winter EDC, my Canik TP9 SA. And I would much rather shoot that Canik and carry that Canik, even though it's bigger than that Smith & Wesson. Because that Smith & Wesson is a little bit snappier. And you know, with me having arm damage, I can feel the jolt a lot more with that Smith & Wesson. That Canik, for me, it just shoots real smooth. I haven't shot the Canik subcompact, but for me, because of I'm right-hand dominated, people need to leave other people alone. Yep, you're right, Lee. You're right. You gotta just live and let live, man. Every situation is not worth engaging in. If a lot of men out there can tell you, and I'm not turning this into a gender thing, but a lot of men out there can tell you, if we entertained every little incident, most of us would be dead or in jail by now. Sometimes we just live and let fucking live. Man, that guy ain't looking, he don't want none of this, and you just keep going. Sometimes you just brush them off. You know they out looking for something, you just keep on going. Yeah, I saw that one about that Glock 21. You see what I'm talking about? So sometimes the size of the firearm, to me, makes a difference. So ladies, don't assume, and this for anybody that may be new to firearms that may see this, don't assume because a gun is small, it doesn't kick. And then you go buy it, you never use it, and the one time you actually need to use it, when you shoot it, you can't control it. Always think about the public when you buy a handgun, because you're going to carry a handgun more than you will a long gun. 9 times out of 10, if your door flies open or you hear something, a bump in the house, you're going to grab your handgun first, just because you're able to move through your house a whole lot easier with that handgun, and you don't know how close the person is if they come in. But nevertheless, ladies, think about the public. If you're out in public and you got to pull your gun, I could be out in public and you might have to defend yourself. I want you to pull a gun that you can aim and hit the target. I don't want you to pull something that's too strong for you, for anybody, and pull the damn trigger and you shoot the wrong person. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So my EDC is a 380. I feel comfortable with it. I like it. You're right. Fear is worse than the gun itself. The president touched on that earlier about having a mind frame to defend yourself. But these is just some of the kind of elements that I like to discuss. And the reason I like to say that to the ladies is when I'm out and about buying firearms or in gun stores, or I'm hearing conversations about that, that's the first thing I hear most new female gun owners say: oh, I want a little bitty gun. Oh, just give me a little gun. I don't need nothing that big. You don't know that. It looks like you can be okay with it. I got a 357 snub nose. If anybody out there that owns a 357 snub nose, you know when you fire that and you put 357 magnums in it, them 230 grains, man, that's like shooting a small cannon. You know? So ladies, that's the kind of thing I mean. We got 7 people up in here. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up to 7. Once again, thank everybody for falling through in the incinerator. You could be doing something else with your time, but you stopped by, so I definitely appreciate that. I'm not gonna hold everybody too much longer, but I'm just kind of like dropping a little bit of knowledge on the ladies. But I own a snub nose 357. I told you guys about that firearm. I bought it before I broke my arm. Ever since then, that is one of the guns in my house I'm afraid to fire. I'm not even gonna lie. I have that anticipation, that recoil anticipation when I fire that gun. I don't carry it much. Usually, like if I'm gonna run to the gas station or something, like make like a real quick run, I might grab it. Usually 9 times out of 10, I'm confident nothing is gonna happen in this particular place. That particular firearm is to get me out of a firefight. It's not to get into a firefight with. But I would never go around a large crowd of people all day carrying that gun, just because I haven't built up the confidence yet to really carry that firearm and feel comfortable if I was around a bunch of people firing it. So, like I say, I think about the general public when I go out. For me, a 380 was a caliber I always wanted, because when I came of age, that was a thing back in the 80s and 90s, that 380, you know. Soccer poopy? What, a 380 is poopy? Well, you know what? It gets the job done. Yeah, that 357, that snub nose 357 is. If I gotta pull that out, you going to the morgue and I'm going to the emergency room, because that arm's gonna be throbbing. I mean, the very first time I shot it on the old channel, I messed around, man, and I didn't think about having an SD card, and all the content from the old channel, YouTube took it, and I couldn't get it back because I erased it out of my tablet. Shame on me, rookie mistake. But for the people who saw the first time I ever fired that gun, the ones who paid close attention, notice, after I fired the first shot, I almost dropped it. I almost dropped it. Poop, poop. This soccer edits. Can you poopy? Soccer edits, I'm not sure what you're getting at. I'm not sure if you're trolling or I don't understand what you're saying. Anyhow, hi, Xander Dressback. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. But, and to look at that gun, that 357 snub nose, is deceptive. Person would see that and say, oh yeah, that little bitty thing, yeah, I can handle that. You put that 357 Magnum in there, and, man, I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. Why I talk about guns? I like dinosaurs. I'm subscribing. Oh, thank you, Xander Dressback. I appreciate that. Welcome to the alert zone. You know, when you get a chance, go back and check out some of the stuff that we've done here. And guns are bad. Well, sorry to tell you, if the police showed up at your house, soccer edits, without a gun, you would be asking them what the hell they doing showing up unarmed. Guns keep everybody safe. You need a moderator. Yeah, well, I'm still trying to figure all that out, you know. Just let musical Moop. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to figure all this moderator stuff out. Just let that person have their fun, you know. But nevertheless, 380 breaks ribs, punctures lungs, tissue, not to mention shot to the face. People are bad, yeah. Like I said, that Walther 380 that I own is my EDC, and man, say that's busted, no cap. Yeah. Thank you, musical Moop. Appreciate that. Like I said, catch up with the old stuff that I've already done. You may agree with it, you may not agree with it, you know, but just check it out. And to people that's new here, I always think about people that's new to firearms and trying to give them the best advice, because I always take into consideration that when I'm out in public, I'm out there with other people that's legally armed. And I would love for them to have the confidence in whatever particular firearm they have on them, to know that if they pull it, they can use it properly and they can be on target. I would hate to be out in public and be on the other side of the room and somebody had to defend themselves and I was the one that they shot because they had a gun that was too strong, you know. I take my safety in my life very serious, but I take the public's safety in life very serious. That's why I try and give the pointers that I give, you know. But like I was saying, ladies, buy you a firearm, learn that firearm, learn everything you can about it before you start carrying it. Don't let the size of that firearm fool you, man, because like I said, that 357, it looks like my 38 snub. They're just different colors. One stainless steel, the other one black. That 38, I can get by with. That 357, that is a monster. You know, on top of other firearms that may have recall, you know. So I don't feel like a particular firearm is specifically for women, because sometimes I hear people say that, and I've seen videos where, well, this is good for a woman. To me, I say anything is good for you that you can handle. If you can handle it, carry it. Hell, if you're a female out there and you can handle a Smith & Wesson 500 with no problem, and you want to carry, you go right ahead on. All I'm saying is just make sure it's something you're confident with and you can hit with. And you hit your target and not somebody innocent. That's all I'm asking. But I don't believe in saying this particular gun for this particular size is good for women. I don't believe in it. I believe, hey, shoot multiple firearms. And shout out to my boy Eyes and Ears Tactical with that lady. Shout out to the lady that was in that video too, if you see this. What you shooting that Glock 21, when you said it wasn't as bad as you thought it was and you felt comfortable with it, if you felt comfortable carrying a Glock 21, I would never say, oh, you shouldn't carry that because you're a woman. Fuck that. You know how to use it. You feel comfortable with it. You feel like you got control of it. Shoot it. Yep. Yeah, man. You know, just always think, ladies, that we live in a world where criminals are not brave, they're opportunists. They're always looking for soft targets. Period, point blank. I don't care how much they tell you that they don't give a shit, they don't give a fuck. Have you ever seen some of these criminals run up on brave people? Have you seen some of these dudes just run and just fire their gun? Those dudes are not real shooters. You brought a Deagle a few weeks ago. Never. Woo! 300 grain. Yeah. I got 300 grain bullets for my Bushmaster 450. Boy. My Ruger 450. I got a 450 Bushmasters, 300 grains. Them jokers kick. I got the 250. I got the Hornady Blackout 250 grain, and I got the Federal Hollow Point 300 grain. Go. Boy, them 300 grains, I'm glad I got that hydraulic butt pad on the back of my rifle, man. That 450 on that bolt action platform, you're gonna feel it. Yeah. Man, maybe once I can kind of get some things set up, I think that's gonna be moving forward. Eventually, I'm gonna get to where I'm kind of able to go around and meet different people, or you know, maybe have a little get together or something like that. You know, 300 grain. Wow. Yeah, I got some 300 grain Federals. My Eyes and Ears, 300 grain Federal, 450 Bushmaster. Boy, when I first tell y'all a story about that gun real quick. When I first bought that 450 Bushmaster and put that scope on it, and I went to go sight that scope in, when I left the shooting range, I went home and put that gun up, and I went straight to the hot tub at the gym and got in and soaked my arm, man. That joker had my shoulder. I mean, and then I wound up getting the butt pad put on the back of my rifle, so that helped out. But that 450 in that bolt action configuration, it lets you know. Now, I shot my friend's 450 on an AR platform. We got 14 people in here. Let's get them likes up, everybody. We appreciate y'all for stopping by. But I shot his 450 on the AR platform, and it was a whole lot different, you know. I may change the spring in my 450 rifle to take a little bit more of that recoil, but yeah, them 300 grains is something. Them 250s, I can manage those, but them 300 grains, boy, that is like a thoroughbred stallion kicking, like one of them Kentucky Derby horses. But, you know, back to the original conversation to the ladies out there. I like seeing y'all have y'all firearms on y'all being legally armed. That encouragement to want to help y'all out when they know y'all helping y'allself. What's going on, William? William Fratelli, shout out to you. Shout out to Gun Freak Nation. We have some people from Gun Freak Nation that stops by and visits the incinerator, and y'all are definitely welcome here, you know. Shout out to the president. But like I was just saying, ladies, we live in a time where, unfortunately, as they say, the good suffer for the bad. You got a lot of the hyenas on social media talking stupid. And because we're not able to decipher who's a threat and who's not, everybody is being seen as an equal threat. And also, all of y'all is being seen as vulnerable too, because y'all are females. And remember one more thing, it's summertime. And for those of you who don't know, when the summertime come, whoo, it's like hell opens up and lets all the fucking demons out. They like the bears, they come out of fucking hibernation. That summertime heat, I don't know what it is about that well, I know what it is about that summertime heat. When the summer show up, they get really stupid. And they really come out here and show their ass. And another reason that I encourage ladies to be legally armed is there's more firearms in this country than there are people. You ladies don't have no idea when you out in public how many people, especially men, are walking around with guns on them. Yep. Yeah. You know what, Matthew? I'm at the age now where I've had my fun running around. I take care of business when I'm out here on the road, and I stay out of places I shouldn't be. When I was in my 20s, yeah, I was in places I know I ain't had no business being. But you know, in your 20s, you feel invincible. I was walking through projects I know I ain't had no business being in, but I was there. And the people used to probably say to themselves, I know he ain't from around here. So either he's crazy or he has something on him. Whatever the issue is, just leave it. And I would get out and go into areas in New York. When you go over the Thrall's Neck Bridge, at the bottom, the project's right there. I've been in those projects before. I know damn well I had no business in there, but I was definitely in there walking around sightseeing. You know, you guys have already heard the story about Detroit. On top of other places I've been to that I didn't even know they had hoods like that, and I was there. I wanted to know where the hood at. If I didn't know where the hood was, I just turn on the local rap station. Let me find out what concert going on this weekend. That'll tell me where all the happenings is at right there. Okay, is at this place? Okay, I'm dropping this trailer. I'm going to that fucking concert. There was a time when I was out here on the road when I was young. I used to carry. I had an incident on Interstate 81. I was on my way up to Charlottesville, Virginia, and I got stopped at the state line right before I got into Virginia, and they searched my truck for about 2.5 hours, and they found the holster, but they didn't find the gun because I had decided to leave the gun home that particular trip. So I just decided after that it wasn't worth carrying anymore because I can get stopped at any time, and because of what I did for a living, they told me it would have been a federal crime because I crossed multiple state lines with it. You know, so I just thought that I just best to do the right thing and stay 2 or 3 steps ahead, because at the end of the day, ain't nothing and nobody in jail that I won't see. I like being on this side of the fence, not the other side. Those guys and girls that like it over there, they can have that. Yep. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on out of here. I got an important call coming. So, everybody out there, ladies, get legally armed. Till next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert. The incinerator is out.